welcome to your April 2016 tarot card reading. I like to start out by pointing out that I use the top deck. It's my favorite deck. And that I've already shuffled the cards and got them all laid out. And that way we don't have to go through the whole process. It saves us both a lot of time. I can do a reading for you in less than 10 minutes instead of 30. Now, as I do the layout, it goes like this. These cards are the beginning of the month of April for the sign of Leo. This is how the month is going to go. This is from the first of the month to the middle of the month. Then these cards are from the middle of the month to the end of the month. These cards are considered advice from the spiritual world, and these cards are the things that will be out of your control during the month of April. Okay, Leo, are we ready to get started? You start out the month with Fortune, which is a change of fortune, generally good, destiny. Good card to start out with. Then you have the Three of Swords, which is well dignified. It's a sorrow, but since it's well dignified, actually it means faithfulness and promises, honesty in money transactions. So we move on over here to completion, the Four of Wands, which is rest, settlement, completion after much labor. Okay, so you're starting the month in a good place, really. You've got rest, you've got completion, probably the things that have been bothering you up until now, you're getting them settled. Your fortune has changed for the better on the matters that were bothering you. It's a good way to start the month. Then we get to the Ace of Discs, which is a material gain, wealth, contentment. So the month is starting out really well. You got material gain, you've got a contentment. So you're starting out the month of April in a really solid place. But then somebody's got to come along and mess things up. Your next card is the Five of Cups, disappointment, which is misfortune, disappointment, treachery, ill will. I mean, somebody really screws the pooch here. So you start out really well, but then as the month starts to progress, boom, it just falls out from beneath you. And you really hit a tough spot here at the beginning of April. You know, when you start out, you're starting out good, but then, you know, a little bit in, maybe a week or so in, boom, it goes downhill in a hurry. Your next card, though, Art, is success after elaborate maneuvers, the way of escape. So you obviously climb out of whatever hole this is. You make a success of it. You get out from under whatever hits you, and you start picking things up again. So you start out the month great. But then, boom, you're going to have you're going to run into a wall really quick, but you get away from it. You're able to maneuver your way out of that. So you need to be really careful here in the first part of April, the first week or so in April, because something's gunning for you. Okay, from the middle of the month to the end of the month, you start out with worry, which is monetary anxiety, strain, inaction. So even though you beat this, it's obviously leaving you worried about things. You're obviously going to have a lot of anxiety concerning what's going on. Then you have the Queen of Swords, which is a graceful woman, an individualist. She's perceptive, she's just. She's a nice person. She's going to come into your life going towards the end of the month, the end of April. And by the end of the month, you have the Fool, which is thoughts, ideas, spirituality, which means you're going to learn a lot. And there's only two things people can do in this world. You're either having fun or you're learning. I mean, if you're not doing one, you're doing the other. And this is going to be a learning month for you, Leo. I know that doesn't sound good, but you're going to do a lot of learning this month. By the end of the month, you're going to have a lot of ideas, a lot of spiritual thoughts. Things are going to be clearing up for you, at least mentally, by the end of the month. Okay, let's see how we got here. These cards are considered advice from the spiritual world. You start out with futility, which is an unstable effort, striving, giving up, vanity. I think it's telling you to be careful of these things. The unstable effort, the striving. Just you need to just do what needs to get done. Don't waffle back and forth on it. Then you have the Queen of Cups, which is a woman who's dreamy, poetic, imaginative, but she won't take much trouble for others. But it's advising you might want to seek her out when things start going south, or you've got all these troubling thoughts towards the end of the month. Then you have the Hermit, which is divine inspiration, wisdom, illumination from within. Again, illumination from within, wisdom, inspiration. You're going to be learning. It's going to be a learning month. You know, you start out pretty darn good, but it's going to be a month of learning things. You're figuring things out. That's the advice from the spiritual world. Next, we get over here to the things that will be out of your control. You start off with the Nine of Discs, gain, which is material affairs, inheritance, wealth. Those things will be out of your control during the month. So you might want to focus more on digging out of the hole over here. Ace of Cups, which is productiveness, pleasure, beauty, and happiness. Out of your control again. It's not one of my better readings. Let's see. The Eight of Cups, indolence, which is instability, decline of interest, abandoned success. These things will be out of your control during the month, Leo. And, you know, I wish I could have given you a better reading, but I just read the cards as they fall. You know, I get them all set up and I read them as they fall. And this reading, it says you start out really good, then somebody messes it up, but you get away from that. Okay, and you get out of it, but it leaves you worrying and learning the rest of the month. So, I wish you the best of luck with that. There, Leo, is your tarot reading for the month of April 2016. I know you probably didn't like it, but you should still probably subscribe so that you can be notified when the May readings are put up. Until then, I'd like to thank you for watching.